streets. One day we will rise above it all.
Now, a special presentation from Eyewitness News. These are Street Stories.
Hello, everyone. I'm Walt Buteau. Welcome to this Street Story special. We start with a wedding to remember. The ceremony went on the road to help the father of the bride give his little girl her wedding day wish.
It's about the right spot.
Shortly after Shirley Bowen
How's that look?
gently pinned a final flowery touch on her husband of 53 years.
Handsome guy today.
Joyful tears started to fall. Nearby, one of his 8 children, Stephanie,
Not really nervous, more excited.
and his new son-in-law, Daniel Kotze.
Nervous? Yeah, a little bit.
When Stephanie realized Parkinson's and Alzheimer's had too firm a grip on her father
You ready? Yeah.
for him to make it to her wedding,
No worries. We got all day.
she took the ceremony on the road to Pasco for the first ever wedding at Bayberry Commons.
Especially him not being around to be able to go to things and do too much. Something that kind of gets brought to him so he can enjoy everything with everybody. Ooh, take your time. We're good.
At the end, his words to her was, Stephanie, I have never had a day dedicated just to me.
The walk was slow, but Mr. Bowen's slight grin at the end of the aisle and the nearby tears said everything he couldn't.
You're awesome.
To honor and respect one another.
So thrilled and so excited and so proud.
To have and to hold.
To have it to hold
From this day forward.
from this day forward.
Not only of her, but also of himself, that he was able to get through his therapy to accomplish this, to give her away.
I do.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
The greatest feeling in the world, him right next to me, being able to walk down the aisle, give me away to the man that I love, was one of the best things I could have asked for. How you doing? Me too.
He felt that was the best gift he could ever give her.
Oh, you got makeup everywhere. My bad. Whoops. I'm ready for cake. Are you ready for cake?
We showed you another ceremony of sorts at Duva's on Mount Pleasant Avenue in Providence. When the full-service gas station opened, fuel cost about 19 cents a gallon, and the Edsel was a car of the future.
It is 4:30 in the morning. Before the roosters crow, before daylight, Kenny Duva has his first customer.
Hey, Quinn, how are you?
One of about 200 tanks he fills up in an average day. One day. Out of 7 decades,
$18.
for a business in a world where full-service gas stations
And you want to fill regular?
have all but disappeared.
What's the secret?
I don't know, I guess being nice to your customers. All set, thank you.
When I'm here, it's like, I'm home.
September marked 70 years for Duva's,
All right, thank you.
where black and white photos take you back when Kenny's father opened up shop for the first time.
Thank you.
Kenny started here only 50 years ago when he was just learning to drive at 15.
Is it hard to believe that you've watched gas prices go from 19 cents to $2.45?
I know.
He is so busy,
You can go get the customer.
it is difficult to keep the face of this now one-man show in front of the camera.
Do you need to go get that customer?
Fill it. I love it. The only thing I don't like is the snow.
Go get a customer.
They're going to do that street story.
We're never going to get this interview done.
Service with a smile, and sometimes
Cucumbers.
service with salad from his nearby garden.
What's your tomatoes?
Panting passengers get a little something too.
Because there's no one that can replace him anyway.
He's that nice.
That nice and that wonderful of a person. Do anything for you.
Whole family come here.
So you know entire families. I feel like I'm with the celebrity Tommy from Tommy's Pizza.
Yeah.
When did you open up?
Well, my father started it in 1955.
They beat you by 6 years.
Yeah. His father used to work on my car all the time in my hot rod days. Time flies.
How fast did 50 years go for you?
Went by fast.
Duva isn't sure how much longer he'll be in business, but hinted 75 years is not out of the question. Little doubt anyone driving a Bentley would choose full service, especially for a joyride for a local veteran.
As the silver Bentley rolled up,
You are going to be riding in style.
yeah, 67-year-old Patrick Lonergan
What do you think? Pretty car.
strolled out.
Sometimes I just wonder what I'm doing here until I try to get up and walk.
Terminal COPD has whittled away Lonergan's lung power and left him in hospice care at the Respiratory and Rehabilitation Center of Rhode Island in Coventry.
That's the fourth. That's the fourth kiss on the cheek I've gotten.
He's all smiles now, but recently his nurses were a bit worried about his spirit.
They said, "Is there anything else we can do for you, Patrick?" 3 times. At the 3rd time, I says, a ride in a convertible with some pretty nurses would be nice.
Chase McIntosh from Inskip brought the wheels.
Bentley Continental GTC.
For this Vietnam-era veteran who served in South Korea but came home to the ire from strangers.
I was trying to be invisible because it wasn't a good time for American soldiers.
This good time was about regaining something COPD took away.
Probably freedom. Wind blowing through my hair.
And if he could have one more wish, there would be another smiling face among the nurses.
Probably my best friend, Wheelchair Joe. Joe passed a couple months ago. Wonderful ride.
Lonergan appreciates them.
Amazing. Yes, amazing. It was.
His nurses and caseworkers appreciate him.
This is how selfless he is. Today is my birthday, and he had flowers delivered to me with all this hoopla going on. He took the time to think of me. Made me cry, of course.
They're more than willing to help.
He's my favorite. He's the sweetest man. I'm so blessed to have him as a patient.
And Patrick told us publicity about his story also helped him reunite with his daughter. Welcome back to this special collection of street stories. If you ever needed motivation to clean out your cluttered closets, this chapter in the story of Frankie and Phil might be it.
Phyllis Rapone always knew the accordion was in her blood, since her mother, Philomena, played the instrument.
1st of August, 1945. Dearest, darling wife.
Then in this 75-year-old love letter from the war, discovered recently along with other mementos in the closet of her family's North Providence home.
Where was it?
Way in the corner there.
Another reference, a gift meant for her mother.
I finally think I'm going to send you the accordion. I think that I have it fixed up with one of the fellows in this new post office. I miss him. He was funny. You know, he was a good man.
Staff Sergeant Frank Rapone saw action with the Army's 337th Harborcraft Division in Nazi Germany, but never talked about it. The details discovered in that closet include references to risking everything to transport troops, and a certificate from another daring day in France.
Sergeant Rapone saw this vehicle coming down the hill.
The car, packed with 5 children.
And the youngest one, whose age was about 2, was at the wheel. I see him jumping out of the Jeep and running down the hill.
The parents were running after the car too, but Rapone got there first.
So Sergeant Rapone stopped his Jeep and chased it on foot and caught it just as it was about to go over a bank, which might have been fatal to the children. And the parents coming down and thanking him,
It's something out of a movie.
Absolutely. Never talked about it, never knew about it. I'm dying to tell my kids about it. This is unbelievable. I had a hero for a father. He was always my hero, though. He wasn't here for me to say anything, so I just looked up and said, Dad, boy, you should have told us.
A family history lesson of heroics and love tucked away until now.
Good night, precious darling of mine. I love you truly, hubby Frankie.
Very sweet.
Very sweet.
She is especially looking forward to sharing her parents' story with their grandchildren. In the fall, we took you to Pawtucket to meet a football player who was trying to break tackles and stereotypes.
5 yards off him.
Number 24.
Watch the ball here.
Playing cornerback for the Darlington Braves.
Nothing by you.
Backpedals and stays with the Woonsocket wide receiver.
Good job, D. Good job.
On special teams, the Pawtucket 12-year-old gets down the field unblocked.
Middle, go!
And is there for the stop.
Good job! Good job!
Like, when I tackle them, they get mad, but, like, if they see me with my helmet off, they act surprised because I have my hair tucked in.
There are other moments that might make any parent shudder a bit, like a stiff arm from a runner much bigger than Quinn Miller.
Oh, God, I hope she doesn't get hit. As fearful as I am of her being hurt, I want her to play the game to her best ability because she loves the game.
I like receiving the ball. I like tackling, defense, team members, the coaches.
Quinn, give some cushion, don't press.
Her team members, they love her, they support her. It's when she goes back to school.
Even though she's not the first or even the only girl playing tackle football in the state, there are hecklers, name callers, who let her have it in a way that can hurt more than a stiff arm.
It breaks my heart. I've raised her to be strong, and she is. There are days when she doesn't want to go to school on Mondays because she's sick of being bullied, sick of being made fun of because she plays a sport that she loves to play.
I don't really want to go to school because of that, but I just ignore them through the day and hope they will stop calling me names.
The Millers know it is not easy to ignore the bullies in middle school or any age. But number 24 has some mature advice for any other girl.
Get smart, play the yardage.
Who wants to put on the pads and play what some insist is a game for boys only.
I would tell them that it's not true and they shouldn't say that. If they want to play, they should play and not be scared and try their best.
I don't think I could ever be more proud, even though I'm scared that she's going to get hurt. I am so proud of her for standing up for what she loves and what she wants to do.
It makes me want to play more. Hopefully they will stop saying that I'm not good and I shouldn't play.
And Quinn's story went viral before it even aired when the Patriots' number 24, Stephon Gilmore, tweeted his support. She met the cornerback and Patriots owner Robert Kraft a couple of weeks later and was a special guest at a game the next day. Welcome back to this special collection of street stories. Now an idea that came to life earlier this year when a local child, for local children, something soft for very hard situations.
It's a troubling and sometimes tearful combination. Crime scenes, domestic complaints, car accidents, and kids.
We usually dumb.
Okay, go ahead.
Liam Soares is your typical 5-year-old. He's a bundle of energy, loves stuffed animals of all shapes and sizes.
Unicorn?
And dinosaurs of certain breeds.
Stegosaurus.
What's it got on its tail?
Spikes.
And what's it do with the spikes? Whoa!
Around September, young Liam overheard his mom and dad, who's a Fall River officer, talking about children getting a little frightened when police arrive.
Should the kids be afraid of the policeman?
No, goodness, no.
Liam decided to take his life savings, about $50,
All right, go ahead, put it in there. You think we got them all?
and some contributions from others to buy a bundle of help for police and kids.
Your mom said that you spent $300 on stuffed animals.
That's true.
That's a lot of money.
I know that. To give to the police officers, then they will give it to the kids so they don't get scared.
Why do you think the kids get scared?
Because they're scared of policemen.
Where just the kids just didn't want to talk to us at all. They were just so scared or too nervous or so shy, and it kind of like really broke the ice for them actually to talk to us.
With one little stuffed animal.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
How much longer do you think you're going to do this? Buy these stuffed animals for these kids? 10 what?
10 days.
10 more days? He said 10 more days. Is he a little off on that?
Yeah, as they give them away, we want to go fill that bin. So proud of him. I thought that he was going to keep it and beg me to keep these animals because that's his favorite. He was just so excited to do it.
Our next story involves an entrepreneur who spent too much time with police. He was well on his way down a crooked path until he changed the recipe.
Here we go. Extra cabinet for breakfast. It's my baby right here. It's my money maker.
Hours before lunch.
12. Thank you, brother.
There's already a line looking for hot dogs at Grab and Go.
Got a bag? You want a bag?
No, I'm going to be eating them. We're going to go, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's the grab and go. That's the grab and go. See the concept? Grab and go.
Takari Stutt's specialty is what he calls the jail-style dog. Crafted first during his time at the ACI, where he'd spice up often bland food with a long list of commissary condiments.
The jail-style joint, jalapenos. You can't go wrong with a Dorito on a hot dog. Celery salt, ketchup, mustard, sassoon, and relish. I have Goya season. We didn't get onions from commissary, but we got them.
How'd you get the onions?
I can't tell you all that, man. Nah.
Whisper in my ears.
Can't tell you that. Can't tell you that. That's a secret.
Top secret.
It's a top secret. I have a crazy style sauce.
I got to ask you one more top secret question. What's in the sauce?
So I can't tell you what's in the sauce.
Tasty secrets aside, Stutt sees the irony of building a business
I struggle every day with this, man.
outside a courthouse where he spent too much time in cuffs.
I run into a lot of prosecutors that prosecuted me in the process of me, you know, going through my trial and tribulations. So that chili dog also, all right?
What do the prosecutors say?
They just look at me like, you're doing a good job. I'm like, thank you. Give me that card. And I'm like, I don't need your card.
You're good. You're done. You're not going back.
I'm not going back.
Nearby,
I need you down here with me, baby.
his proud father, who also used a food truck business to stay out of trouble
How you doing? I'm very chilling, man. Smooth, man.
I see you.
Appreciate it, bro.
and take care of his family.
I'm 100% proud of him. Like, it makes me want to cry.
You fall, you gotta get up. Keep pushing till you get right.
How do you feel about the people that might judge your son or judge you for your past?
They're going to do that anyway because of who we are. Some people do change.
My plan is never to go back, never go behind the walls again.
Stutz also has plans to expand to a food truck in the coming months with a wider menu featuring the same style. Welcome back. We end with some perfection from a father-son duo who loved reaching a tie.
I'm gonna show you why I don't practice. That's it. We can play horse with this one.
Fueled by their lane-to-lane trash talk.
That's 10 straight back.
The Silvas have bowled a combined 45 perfect games.
It just don't matter where I put it.
Even if they don't quite agree on the skills needed to drop all 300 pins.
There has to be luck involved. Not at all. If I can throw it good and strike and throw it bad and strike, how is that possible without luck?
He thinks it's all luck, and it's not.
There is luck involved. Still keeps losing to a one-hander.
They also don't agree how many hands to use with younger Jayme, dedicated to the relatively new and some say controversial two-handed stroke. But here's how good this New Bedford duo is. Perfection is not even on their mind until they're a few strings away from the final frame.
Usually about 8 or 9. Is that confidence really is like right there?
6 in a row is not a big deal.
No.
7. You
Right
gotta
around
get to
8.
8.
Yeah, right around 8, 9.
Junior got there first, knocking down all the pins with another partner. But as bowlers rotated down the alley during the Summer League match, his dad ended up on the same lane where his son bowled the perfecto using the same brand of ball.
Finally, after like the 7th or 8th strike was when it hit me that I went, And I could shoot 300 tonight just like my son on the same pair of lanes with the same ball, same night. For me, it was cool.
The suspense hit in the second to last frame when Jayme Sr. rolled what's known in bowling parlance as a Brooklyn.
So I kind of yanked on it, and the ball that I was supposed to hit the right side of the pocket hooked right past it and hit the left side of the pocket.
Maybe it was luck, or maybe it was their guardian angel who made the pins fall anyway.
I wish my mother was here to see it. I lost my mother New Year's Day this year. It's my angel, always watching over me, watching over him.
Maybe she had something to do with that Brooklyn roll.
That's why I say
number 11.
She's always watching. But to do it with my son, it's that much better.
Now that they bowl together more often, they expect to roll more perfect games together more often. Thanks for joining us for this special collection of street stories. Our stories come from you. If you have an idea, give us a call or send us an email, and you can see all of our street stories anytime on WPRI.com.